for salary guides, contract information. Again, very common.
Okay, let me ask you this. So my wife is, for almost the same length of time, has been an adjunct part-time worker at Rowan College, South Jersey, Gloucester County, formerly Gloucester County
Mhm.
College. And she's in Purse there. That's what her other role is there. So she teaches a class every semester, has been doing it for, like I said, over 30 years. Now,
Mhm.
her plan over the last 10 years was to go back, get her master's degree, and teach at the college level. So she spent 5 years getting her master's degree, and now she wants to pursue a job at one of the state community colleges. If she retires from TPAF through East Greenwich, and she moves into and gets a job there, I'm concerned about this because when I look at her estimate for retirement for Purse for her job at as an adjunct at Rowan College of South Jersey, it says the same thing. There was a salary increase significant. It's probably because one semester maybe she taught two classes and it
Yeah.
seems that. But when she goes to get that job, if she's fortunate enough to get one, her salary is going to jump from an adjunct pay, which is about $4,000 a year, to maybe like $50,000 a year. How's that going to affect? Like it says in there, needs special processing. Where's the fact
Again,
sheet on
same
that?
thing. They'll have to review her salaries at the time of retirement, and she can retire from TPAF and continue to contribute to PERS as long as it's the PERS covered position. Now, if anything changes, I can't speculate as to what if she'll be eligible for enrollment into something else. But as long as her PERS account is active, she can contribute, and they're handled completely separate. It's considered dual membership. So she wants to make sure that she stays eligible for PERS and nothing changes
Right.
in that regard.
So,
But yeah, same thing, salary increase. Um, Tier one does not require you to be full time, and it's minimal as far as what your salary has to be in order to eligible for enrollment. Now, if she gets a salary increase in PERS, she can continue to work as long as she meets the criteria of PERS. And if they need any backup information at the time she retires from there, her Rowan will submit that on her behalf.
okay, so my concern is when it says something like special processing, and there's no documentation of that. There's no fact sheet on the special processing. I view it as like, let's suppose she works as a college professor for 6, 7 years or whatever and decides to retire, and now her pension should be based on her three highest years. So she went from 30 years of making 4,000 to making 50,000. And is it going to be some special processing, and is it just some people in the room is going to say, nah, we think this is pension abuse, we're not giving her
No,
full
no,
salary.
no. The reason why, and people have abused it. That's why they do. If there is a significant salary increase, they want that backup information. They want the salary guides. They want to make sure that it's not just in anticipation of retirement is why you're getting that salary increase. But I mean, as long as it's legitimate, you don't have anything to worry about.
So as long as they say, now we hired her and she came in and this is the starting salary for a person, an assistant professor, blah, 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 blah. We didn't just like give her a big raise as an adjunct because she was politically
Right.
connected to
They
try to
need
bump
they
her
need
pension.
salary guides. So a position similar to hers, they'll compare it to make sure they're not just giving her a raise because she's retiring.
Okay. All right. So they're just going to make sure that there was no backroom deal on her side of like, let's suppose the president of the college was her uncle and said, hey, you're an adjunct here. We're going to, for 3 years, we're going to boost your adjunct pay to $50,000 a year, just so you know.
Yeah, they want to make sure that it's
That would,
legitimate.
yeah, that would not be legitimate because there'd be no salary guide because you would say,
Yeah,
well,
I mean, I've seen it where it has happened where it takes a long time because there might been there might have been something that caused red flags, for someone that got a salary increase or got a title jump right before retirement. Yes, that does take extra review. So I'm not going to say it's not going to cause there be a delay. I don't know what the situation is,
Right.
but as long as the employer can back up the increase, has all the backup information, and it's legitimate, I don't see it being an issue.
Yeah. Okay. Because it will be close. I mean, we're approaching. We're not far away from our 60s here, and I don't know how long she'll do it. She might do it for 5 years. She might do it if she really likes it. Maybe does it for 10 years. But let's suppose she does it for 4 or 5 years, doesn't like it, and says I'm going to retire. It'll look like that. It'll say, well, man, she only did this for a few years, and her salary.
Our board of trustees reviews everything.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's outside my wheelhouse. But they'll review it and make sure it's legitimate.
Okay. All right. But in your experience, have you ever seen anybody get tripped up who was legitimate that had a circumstance like
Well,
that?
I mean, it tripped up in a way they need extra review. Yes,
Yeah.
I have seen it. Mhm.
Okay. All right. But based on
Not
this
to say that
scenario,
not to say at the end of the day that it didn't get approved. And sometimes, there's cases where it didn't get approved, where they found out that it wasn't legitimate.
Yeah.
That there was, someone might have gotten promoted to chief from, for the last year or two. Can't say that it's never happened where there's been an issue with it, but yeah, like that's not something I could say. They would review it.
Okay. But there's no documents that show what the process is on that end. That's all internal and.
That's internal. Yeah, that's our board. Our board would review it.
Okay. All right. So, I had one other question about that and it slipped my mind there. Oh, so let's suppose it takes her some time and she's looking for this job. I guess she's got like a 2-year window because if you're inactive, you got two years before that role closes and a new role would open in Tier 5, correct? Is that the amount of time, 2 years?
Yes. Well, she has the only time right now she's a dual member. So you want to make sure that this account stays active because once that closes, she could lose her eligibility because she's already retired from the TPA and she could lose her eligibility. Right now, she has 2 memberships, so she can continue in both or retire from one and continue in the other.
Okay.
But once there's a break, once she leaves, then, she's already retired. She wouldn't be eligible to contribute into another pension fund.
Okay. But that leaving, let's suppose she took a semester off. As long as she continued to teach part-time, after that semester, she's got a 2-year window to continue on with.
As long as her account remains active. Once it's no longer active, she's no longer eligible to contribute.
All right. I read in the fact sheets where they talk about this bona fide break in service for 180 days. For her job, now she teaches at East Greenwich in TPAF.
We can't discuss returning back to employment in any other.
No, that's not the question. Does she have to have a break in service for her adjunct teaching job at the college?
No. Only that she can continue working in that PERS job just like she is now. Nothing will change, and she can retire from TPAF. It's only if, say, she only had one account, she retired, she would have to have a bona fide severance of employment in order to return back in a part-time manner. But then that's in a situation where you can't discuss it until after she's already a bona fide retiree. But as far as her PERS account, it's just like she's 2 members. TPAF retires, PERS, she can remain.
Okay. All right. So let's see, I'm looking down my other questions here.
You said something about 6 months. If I were to retire in January, when do I put the paperwork in? When's the latest I could put the paperwork in to to the state and then my school as well?
So you can apply all the way up until the end of December to lock in that January 1st retirement date. However, there's a 4 to 6 month processing time.
Okay.
So as long as you're okay with potentially waiting for your first check, also waiting for your offering letter to get sent out to you. We always say give it as much time as you can.
Okay.
But yeah, if you have to wait last minute, then yeah, you can apply all the way up until the end of December.
So, and medical right now, like I said, we're on his medical. I take the buyout at my school. Once I retire, then I would switch to the retirement medical, correct?
Mhm.
He would be on that as well?
Yeah, so if you wanted to enroll, you'll get the offering letter. You can enroll as of your retirement date, January 1st. What you'll need, we only have two types of plans for retirees that are not eligible for Medicare. The one that most people are going to go with is, and for you, it doesn't benefit you to do the Garden State plan because your medical benefits are free. But it's a Horizon New Jersey Educators Health Plan.
Which we're on
And
already, so yeah.
Yeah, so
Through my
Through
I didn't
his
pull it.
school. He's
Let me
at
see.
Atlantic Cape, so that's what we're
Okay, let me pull up your medical. Give me 1 second. Okay, so yes, you have the New Jersey Educators Health Plan now, and you have private dental. Now, if you want to enroll under your plan, your husband's going to have to waive his active coverage. Then you can, once the waiver's on file, you'll be able to go in and enroll under yours. And then I don't know if your school district, sir, is offering you the continuation of dental, but if you are not picking up the dental right away, make sure you submit a waiver in its place, because this will hold your spot in case you need to pick it up later. Usually active dental offers more coverage and it might be cheaper. So we offer quite a few different dental plans. Let me show you. These are all the different dental plans that are available. They are expensive. So I would say compare these rates to what you're paying now. And if it's better for you to stay on the active dental until your husband retires, make sure you submit the waiver when you enroll under the medical.
So right now we have dental for both of us. So we have
Through your
dual
husband?
We have dual coverage.
We have double Delta.
Yeah, double Delta dental. And
Yeah.
so what you're saying is that when I retire, then I would have to pick this up to continue the double plan?
Yeah, if you want, yeah. So since the reason why you can pick up the dental is because your husband's dental is private. So Delta is offered through a school district. It's not part of the state benefits. So yes, if you wanted double dental, then yes, you can enroll at that time. Or if you only wanted your husband's dental because, it's cheaper, then you can waive your dental and then pick it up later when your husband loses his dental
Okay.
coverage.
Right. And I mean, we do all these plans coordinate? Like if we say, now let's pick it up so we have double coverage. Mine covers, let's say, 50% of, let's say a root canal. Do you know? And they would pick up.
I don't know how that works.
Okay,
when
I
you have
could
dual
find out
coverage.
with these
Double
particular
coverage.
companies ahead of time.
Yeah, the only PPO plan that we offer is the first plan here, the Aetna Dental Expense Plan. It's the most similar to
Aetna,
Delta
right.
Dental.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's $80.86 a month. How that would work with having two coverages, that I don't know.
Yeah. So, if there is a delay, like let's suppose that she puts her papers in, 2 months before the end of the year, and it could delay her first check, and the benefits could take time to get sorted out. But if we were okay with the delay as far as the money, and if she was on my insurance until that got straightened out, it shouldn't really be too much of a big deal. Am I correct in my thinking there?
No, it shouldn't. And you'll get, even if your retirement's not completed as far as processing goes, you'll still get your health benefits offering to enroll. So even if you're not, you haven't been approved yet, you'll get that offering letter, and then you can address your husband waiving his medical and then you and picking it up. So you'll need to submit along with the applications when you get registered for Benefit Solver, because your husband has Benefit Solver now because he has state benefits, but you don't. So you'll have to wait for that offering letter because it'll have the registration instructions for you. Once you get in there and you pick up the medical and or dental, you'll need to also supply a copy of your marriage certificate and the first page of your most recently filed joint tax return.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so then just to sum it up, then, so if she goes out on the 1st of January, she can continue teaching in PERS because it's a separate account at Gloucester County College, and then start looking for a full-time faculty position as a college professor. Maybe she gets that in September. If she doesn't, she keeps looking, and maybe
Make sure it's a PERS covered position.
Right.
Right. Now, a lot of them say they want to enroll you. They want you to enroll in the ultimate benefits system there.
You can waive if you have an existing PERS account. You can waive enrollment into ABP. Just make sure that you submit that waiver as soon. If that were to happen, if they offered you ABP, just make sure and say, I spoke to someone at Division of Pensions and Benefits, and there's a waiver form because I have an existing PERS account. I want to waive my eligibility. If it's the same school, they'll continue to contribute to PERS for you.
So therefore, if let's just say I'm in PERS at Gloucester County College, but I got a job at Rowan University or Rutgers, then I could get that waived, and they could still continue to contribute to the PERS account.
To PERS. Mm-hmm. But there's a limited time frame to waive it. I believe it's only 30 days. So just make sure you get that in as soon as.
Right.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. But if I understand this correctly, let's suppose that she wanted to, as she was looking for this full-time job, she wanted to be an adjunct also at, let's just pick Rutgers. And she did some adjuncting work there. Since it's an adjuncting job there, they would say, you can't go into PERS because I don't think you could do that as a part-time adjunct anymore. She'd have to go.
Well, tier one doesn't require you to. Tier one PERS doesn't require you to be full-time, like I said. But again, I don't want to speculate. I don't know what the title is. That's something you would have to discuss with your with the prospective employer.
Okay.
But let me give you the rest of the scenario. But let's suppose that
I don't deal. I'm sorry, sir. I can't do. I don't handle hypothetical questions only because. If you might be telling me a scenario and I could say, oh yeah, that's fine. And then the situation changes and then it's something else. And they're like, well, I was told to do this. I don't want to get you in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't want to get myself in trouble either. So.
Right. Okay.
It has happened, not to me directly, but people, because members are always subject to audit. And, and if in a case where you get audited, we're like, well, I was told this. And then they come back and they're like, well, you told them this, even if the person didn't actually say it, it becomes an issue. So unfortunately, that's something that you would want to discuss before you took the position. Explain your situation. Yes, I have a PERS position. I have a PERS account. Am I able to waive my ABP enrollment and to remain in PERS? Every position is different, so I don't want to speculate.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's fine. Okay. All right. So you got anything else? No. What was your name again? Amy, did you say?
Amy.
Okay.
Amy. I'm going to email you a bunch of retirement information along with the plan comparison chart for the New Jersey Educators Plan, along with the dental rate charts. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'm also going to email you our return to employment restrictions fact